It is late at night on a stretch of highway outside a southern city in the early 1970s. A gas station glows against the dark, its fluorescent lights pulling insects into slow circles. A woman stands near a payphone, waiting for a ride that has not arrived. Traffic passes without stopping. By the time the station closes, her name will be written down somewhere and then set aside. The streets are not background here. They are the system. America in the 1970s is stitched together by roads, interstates that run through small towns and industrial districts, truck stops that never fully close, bus stations where people come and go without leaving much behind. Cities expand outward. Neighborhoods shift. Police departments work inside their own borders, while people move far beyond them. Information does not travel as fast as cars do. Every day without a connection becomes its own file. The first known entries in the timeline sit in California. In 1970 in Los Angeles, a woman is found unalive in an abandoned building. The case opens. No suspect is identified. The file is stored. In the years that follow, similar scenes appear in different places: Florida, Texas, Ohio, Mississippi, Georgia. Women are found in alleys, vacant lots, and along highways. Many of them are not immediately identified. Some are listed as Jane Does. The system records each case as a local problem. The calendar keeps turning. Police departments work their own maps. Evidence is logged, reports are typed, photographs are filed. But the cases do not speak to each other. Being seen feels like safety, even when it isn't. By the 1980s, a name appears in multiple police interactions: Samuel Little. He is arrested in different states for different offenses: assault, theft, short prison sentences. His movements leave a trail of booking photos and fingerprints that sit in separate databases. The timeline stretches across counties and state lines. In the late 1980s and 1990s, more women are found unalive in places that do not make headlines. Some are discovered weeks later. Some are never identified at all. The cases remain open, but they do not connect. The system is built to look for patterns inside a single city, not across a continent. The streets keep carrying people. In 2005, in Los Angeles County, Samuel Little is arrested on a narcotics charge. His DNA is collected as part of routine processing. The sample is entered into a growing national database. Years later, it will matter. The calendar moves forward. In 2012, a match appears. Little's DNA connects him to the unaliving of a woman in Los Angeles in 1987. The file is reopened. Detectives bring him in for questioning. He does not speak at first. The system shifts tactics. Investigators sit with him over weeks and months. They ask about cities, streets, years. He begins to draw. On lined paper, he sketches faces. Women with different hair, different expressions. He writes dates and locations beside them. The drawings become a map. The system moves backward through time. Police departments across the country are contacted. Old files are pulled from storage. Photographs are compared to the sketches. Names are matched to faces that were once unidentified. The timeline starts to compress. Cases from the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s are reclassified. What were once isolated events become part of a single record. The scale becomes visible. Counties, states, decades. The streets that once held separate stories now sit on the same list. In 2018, Samuel Little is convicted in California for the unaliving of 3 women. He is sentenced to life in prison. The court record closes on those cases, but the system continues working. By 2019, law enforcement agencies publicly state that Little has confessed to dozens of unalivings across the United States. Some are confirmed, some remain under review. The number grows. The records spread across a map of the country. Urban neighborhoods, rural roads, industrial zones, places that rarely share the same page in a report now sit side by side. The system learns its own limits in public. For years, the cases existed as separate tragedies, separate evidence lockers, separate calendars. The people involved were often those who moved through the city's edges, those whose disappearances did not stop traffic or close businesses. The streets did not change their shape. In December 2020, Samuel Little dies in a California hospital while serving his sentence. The legal process ends. The records do not. The drawings are archived. The confession transcripts are stored. The case summaries are entered into national databases. Some names are finally added to headstones. Some families receive confirmation. Some cases remain unresolved. The timeline from 1970 to 2005 now sits inside a single digital file that spans thousands of pages. But the country experienced it as tens of thousands of ordinary days. Days when a bus arrived and someone did not get off. Days when a phone rang and no one answered. Days when a report was written and then set aside. The system does not record those days. It records dates, case numbers, evidence tags. The highways are still there. The gas stations still glow at night. The bus terminals still fill and empty. The calendar keeps moving even when a date stays circled in a file that no one can fully close. What remains is not just a list of cases. It is a map of how far a person can move inside a system that was never built to see the whole country at once. The streets carried everything forward. The records followed behind. And in the space between them, the absence stretched for decades.